Well, good morning on a freezing cold winter's morning. Just want to give you an update on the Decathlon Forclaz MT 500. Bit of a mouthful. It's called the MT 500 or the Trek 500, and it's the blackout version, which is the called Fresh and Black. There's a video already showing you my initial thoughts after a couple of nights camping, and that was in summer. With the blackout, it really does work. It keeps that tent very dark. Even when the sun's out, it's dark inside that tent. Now, in summer, I'm not entirely sure that's a great thing because it's nice to wake with the light, but it does keep the tent cooler in summer. But you'll see that if you look back at the previous video, you'll find what I had to say about it with regards to that summer usage. So I've been in South Scotland for a couple of nights camping in a couple of different locations. And first of all, I'm going to show you a little bit of a clip from the first night, and then I'll go on to explain what I think about the tent with regards to the second night. The first night was very wet. So it rained in the evening, rained through the night, and it rained in the morning. Last night, the second night, it was dry but freezing. It's all starting to defrost a bit now, but it's still very cold. So let's just watch the little clip from earlier, the one he did earlier, and you can just judge yourself from that what I thought about it with regards to how rainproof it is. Well, guys, it's a bit of a drizzly, miserable, coldish but not freezing morning. I've got to say that I had a really good night's sleep. It withstood really heavy rain through the night, constant rain. So it had a real good testing. I was going to sit and have a brew and just have a bit of a chill out, relax by the river, but the rain's setting in a little bit now, so I just really want to get the bike packed and head off. So the first night camping was really wet. It was just wet in the evening. As soon as I got there, it started raining, and it more or less kept that rain up and rained quite heavily through the night. And even just to spite me, it rained in the morning when I was packing up, so everything was a bit damp. However, the tent performed really well. There was no leaks, no water got into the tent. I know it's only one night of heavy rain, but it performed well. The tent stayed well ventilated with the two ventilation flaps on the top. You've got a further two on the bottom if you go back and look at the original video, but I didn't need to use them. It more really in summer if you want a bit of air flowing through the bottom of the tent. So, with regards to freezing conditions, surprisingly, it performed better than I was expecting. Don't know why, but I don't know why I had any high expectations, but it did perform really well. The tent was round about 10 degrees inside at around about midnight. Now, I think the blackout material and the fact that a lot of the inner walls are solid helped immensely with that. Also, the tent does hug the ground relatively well, although there are gaps where the door is designed that way, and where the two end pieces are, you can actually take them straight to the floor, but I think it's good to have a bit of ventilation. But the tent inside was warm. I watched because obviously it went dark about 4 o'clock, so I was watching a film on Netflix for a couple of hours, and not inside the sleeping bag, but it was cold outside. And I was obviously with some nice warm gear on inside the tent, but it was warm. It was good. This morning when I got up, it was cold, as you'd expect, because the tent material isn't going to keep the cold out completely. It's not even going to keep the cold out, it just keeps the wind out, really. But it was okay when I got up in the morning. Still would have to wear the woolly hat inside the tent, but it was fine. Now, because of the heat that's generated inside that tent, you'll often, on any tent, you're going to get a bit of condensation. Now, I did get a little bit of condensation, but it was very, very little. And I've had far worse in other tents, actually bigger tents than this, to be fair, but I've had far worse. So, like any tent, you're going to get a little bit of condensation. Actually, opening the vents at the bottom may well have helped that, but for the amount of condensation there was, so little, it just wasn't worth it. And I'd be happy enough that with that tent now, using it in winter. So, just a little update for you. Very impressed with it. Remember, there's a 5-year warranty on this, and they have in-store repairs. So, any problems, pop into a Decathlon. If they can fix it, or replace a pole, or replace something, they'll do that. If not, and it's a fault of the tent, not you, they'll replace it or give you your money back. 5 years. 5 years. Outstanding. I bought that tent at a discount. I think it was around about £80. I think normally they're around about £150 to buy. But even at £150, exceedingly good value. So, you pays your money, you gets your choice, and that's performed well in the rain, performed well in summer, performed well in the rain, and has performed well in freezing conditions. What more do you want? Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, thumbs up, and please subscribe if you're not subscribed. It all helps. I don't get sponsorship. I don't get paid by anybody. Everything I buy myself. So making these films does cost money. So just give me a hand. And if failing that, just buy me a coffee. You can do so by going on the links. All appreciated. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and time to take it down now. And we'll catch you next time. And that's your Decathlon tent packed away.